Hello, thanks for the replay viewer, live viewer. Thanks for coming. This is the live streaming from New York City in Upper West Side. I forgot to put on the music, but that's fine. So I'm going to log in from my Japanese channel, which is Snow Sugar. Snow Sugar video is English channel, Snow Sugar is Japanese channel, but this scope will be entirely English. By the end of the scope, there's a tiny Japanese lesson. So the picture in here is Puppet Koi. I used to use Puppet Koi-san for Ikigai scope. So those video is still on this Periscope replay list. What do we call it? Collection. And also the YouTube. If you type it in Puppet Koi, it's going to come up. Should be easy to find out. Okay, today I added a mini survey on my title. So if you click on the title, I'm not sure you can click through Periscope. Through Twitter it would be okay, but I'm not sure that you can click the link through the Periscope. But if you can do it, and please help me to complete the survey for me, because I'm going to do kind of answering everybody's question about craft story and making smartphone video, and I'm going to create a class for that, because a lot of people obviously and having hard time to making video storytelling. So far I got the 20 result. That's real, not 20. I'm expected to have a 20 result, but now I have a 10 result, I think. But it's better than nothing, because 2 weeks ago I created the first survey and helping by good morning, good afternoon. How can I say, I keep forgetting your name and keep sorry, maybe good evening, welcome back. Let me see the broadcasting detail. Trudy. Okay, so tonight I'm gonna share a little bit about how you can craft a story, because Snow Sugar video is the kind of sharing everybody's story. Okay, Trudy, thank you. Sharing everybody's story and compact as like 1 minute or 2 minutes. That's the ideal to share your. But when I say story, because I received the 10 results from my survey, probably I felt same thing when I hear someone say story. Can you tell me a story? So when someone say that to me, the story has to be very dramatic, or story has to be kind of like a cinematic type of story, but it doesn't have to be. Maybe I should come up some other different word to describe it. Or it's like whenever I say story, people got like a really tense. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any story. Or I don't have nothing to tell. But I think everyone has a story, bad or good, it doesn't matter. Hi, Maika-san. Thank you so much for the completing your survey. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting your follower and sharing on Twitter all the time. Thank you. Probably you are in a hurry. Most of the time you can stay, right? But we always kind of text talk, a tweet talk, making conversation with through tweet. This should be really fun in the crafting story this week, and then next week I'm going to share how you can shoot video using smartphone. That's extremely easy. But before I thought, making videos, that's time consuming, so difficult. Um, it's kind of very techy, but I'm a tech person, but a different type of techie. But when I start making video using iPhone and iMovie, it's pretty easy. I'm really good at it. So when you go to youtube.com/nosugarvideo, you can see, I think, over 100 videos. There's everybody's story, and including mine. Mine is not 1 minute. I broke the rule. That's not good, right? So interesting and so easy, and just give it a shot. It's so easy. I'll teach you next week. So this week is how to craft a story, because crafting story or story writing, and also everybody thinks that's so difficult. And when was it, 2016, we had a first like a video contest, like smartphone video contest, together, like everybody's in the same place, and kind of wanted to have a bunch of different type of videos, because we are the only one shooting the video. So that's not the way it's supposed to have, like a Snow Sugar, like a mission and vision. But even though we made a lot of effort to creating like a webinar or online class and live, this YouTube is Snow Sugar Video. Like youtube.com/Snow Sugar Video, like one word. Or you can type it in Snow Sugar Video. It's gonna come up a bunch of our video, because we did a really good SEO, and no one used Snow Sugar Video as a tag. You're gonna be amazed, because we focused on lots of artists and designers, so that's why they have a lot of different type of story. But interesting. Yeah, please do. We didn't even know them. We just like randomly contacted. Then they, give us the story. They also amazed, because they didn't know how they put together about their story. We kind of guided. We have a template. Okay, let's get started. I think we have a free class on Skillshare as well, and I try not to give so many information at once, as I told everyone last time, but I'm still doing it. That's my bad habit, so I have to, keep sticking to one things, right? See, that's so many information. Anyway, just maybe tonight keep it for the only YouTube channel, youtube.com/SnowSugarVideo. Okay, here is the structure and 3 steps. That's pretty easy. I always share about these steps. In Japan, it's 4 steps, not 3. I don't know why, but Japan has like a 2 different part. Probably English or American way to write the body is like a mixing together about the conflict or problems or some, then solution would be the conclusion. So body part should be including problem or conflict. It's like a body always have a drama, right? If something going on, like if it's a love story, in introduction it would be very like a happy, and body would be always fighting or something going on. Then conclusion would be happy end or something different. Today I'm gonna do only intro. I'm not gonna go to the body and conclusion. So intro should be easy. Just give the viewer is like a provided background. But if you started only the intro is very basic information, sometimes it's harder to capture the viewer's attention. So if you wanted to start like a different way, maybe you can give a little bit about body or conclusion part. But your story should not be like a movie trailer or like a movie, so don't worry about the intro. But I always suggested the YouTuber or people wanted to create. Hi, good afternoon. I was just like watching the Kim's scope. So all my people I know is there and talking about the five different like a favorite film, right? I was thinking about it five. I know definitely three is my Back to the Future series. Back to the Future series 1, 2, 3. Then maybe Cinema de Paradiso, but I'm not sure what's the fifth one. So those type of film, watching film is very interesting because the film is always has a story, like introduction and body and conclusion. Back to the Future is very simple because the intro is like just started from the basic story and the background of the Marty, right, and dog. But the body is always something going on, like a problem. Of course, it's a problem because they back to the, not a future, and back to the 1956, I think. So they need to go back, come back to the present. So 1980, 1980. Yeah, that's right. Because I never changed because those are film and I'm watching over and over and over again. So I can watch 200 more if I want to. Because she say like keep it five DVD for 3 years or something. Titanic could be nice, but just kind of sad ending. What's your favorite movie, Trudy? Oh, anyway, this like a Periscope is like a still showing delay of comment. And in this morning, and I was doing Japanese scope 12 hours previously, and the one of the viewers say comment is so delay. I don't know how much delay. I asked him like 5 seconds or 20 seconds, but it's really delay. Then he tweeted me, give um, the update, like a Periscope app update 3 days ago, which is last Friday, I think. Oh, okay. Last Friday, and then I had because if the person using OBS, like Open Broadcast Studio, which is I'm using, I have to set up the probably 20-second or longer. That's really long. I have to change the setting. Okay, that's the rice for my dog. But maybe I have to do really quick because otherwise she's gonna bark. About a minute. Oh, that's pretty long. So I have to figure it out because he gave me the information in Japanese, but I don't know where I should look under. He said it's under the setting, but I already looked, but I couldn't find. I have to do more research. 1 minute delay is huge delay. It's like my Snow Sugar video because that's 1 or 2 minutes. If it's 1 minute delay, you're gonna miss the whole thing. Okay, so I tried to figure out tonight, then try to fix it for tomorrow morning. Otherwise, people may not come back, right? Because of the huge delay of the comments. yeah, Periscope is working on something because my Japanese account, this is English Scope account. Japanese account is still showing limited access, but I contacted Periscope and they said if I updated a new app, it's going to be solve the issue, but it's still there. I don't know because English account doesn't show my account is limited. But anyway, there's a lot of issue, even though it looks same, but behind the scene, the Periscope developer is working on something. Then they changed. Okay, this is the three things: intro, body, conclusion. That's the body structure to think about. Intro, it should be easy. It's like this. Like I made 3 sentences. Right. Oh, they released the worldwide? Okay. That's a minute delay, right? You're like, what are you talking about? I typed comment in minutes ago. Introduction should be easy. Like I was born in Shiroishi City, Miyagi, Japan. I'm the first child. I have a younger brother. We grew up together. 4 sentences, I think. But if you saying something like this, it's like a bullet point type of story structure. I would say it's like a little childish and not so much interesting. But this is the one way to do it, just like a saying kind of bullet point type of like information, giving very basic background of yourself. Interesting is like when I say like born in Shiroishi City, Shiroishi City is the same name of the one of the city in Hokkaido, and Hokkaido some reason is kind of famous place because it's big and they don't say prefecture, and I don't know what you call it Hokkaido in English. It's like over here New York is very famous, everybody's know, right? But if I say some small town in New Jersey, people like, where is it? You know? Shiroishi city is like kind of like that city. So when I say Shiroishi, and everybody say, where is that? And also when I give them kanji in Shiroishi city, everybody calls Shiraishi. It's like a different pronunciation. And when I say Miyagi, it's like kanji is very similar to different prefecture in Kyushu region. So everybody, when I say Shiroishi is in Miyagi, most of the Japanese people think that, oh, that's in Kyushu region. But that's not. Miyagi is in Tohoku. And when I say Miyagi to Americans, maybe they say, oh, it's like what do you call the movie? Karate Kid, right? Because the mentor, master of the karate, his name is Miyagi, Miyagi-san. So that's the last name, right? That last name is not a popular and common in Okinawa. It's not Miyagi. But anyway, that's a different story. And then when I share this information, and one of the viewer, and he lives in Shiroishi in Hokkaido, he was like, oh, that's the same, we are, sister city. So those type of information is sometimes, you can, if people find out something in common, is like makes them happy and kind of not related, but feel a little closer if find something in common, don't you think? Are you okay? You're like a drop off and on, so your Wi-Fi is like a not stable. Sometimes happen. So and in Japan, and they care a lot of so many things that we don't even care in America. It's like age, and also your first child or second child or last child, and we always talk about it, but I don't know why. And also in English, we all, doesn't say younger brother or older brother. We just like say like I have a brother and sister, or I have a brother, or maybe I have a stepsister, or half brother or something like that. But in Japan, they never share step brother or half brother. They don't they don't mention it, or adopted brother, and they normally don't share it. So culture-wise, it's so many things is so different. But I like the very open culture in United States. Maybe sometimes it's too open because like too much information. But it feel closer because if you know someone's like a story, or someone's story, and you feel closer and you wanted to help them or do something for them. But in Japan is, I would say, it's not really open. Even though when you live in company, they don't say the reason why they're leaving company. Interesting, right? Don't you think? So no one knows why she or he is leaving the company. So anyway, the introduction is just giving the like small background. But if you making 1 minute story video or 1 minute like a story, so intro should be how many sentences? Like 5 or 6 sentences. Because 1 minute story is 130 or 140 words, not letters, words. So 3 or 4. But if you're giving so much information for the intro, and the body part should be a little smaller. So body part is always more sentences, because you're gonna deliver the story about like a problems or a conflict or some kind of more information than intro. What do you think? Do you want to give more introduction, the background information when you say intro? No. Where you live? What else? Or maybe you can talk about some like a character about yourself, like I'm very cheerful person, or I'm a invert, or invert and extrovert, or I have a straight A students, or I'm really good at the something like a sports or writing or tech geek. I don't know. Maybe a few more information, I think. Normally people giving like a good information, like not the something make you feel bad about it. Okay, now it's a mini Japanese lesson. I know it's like still comment delaying. Oitachi. Don't say that, You're quiet. Oh, that's not. That's nice. Don't talk too much. Like me, right? To believe or not, when I was until how old? Until 8 years old, I was extremely shy. and quiet. No one believed it at this point. But when I was, yes, kindergarten and elementary school and first and second grade and third, I was extremely quiet and most of the teachers don't remember me. I don't know what changed. Maybe my soul is replaced by some other different soul. I started to get like more talkative and opinionated. I don't know what happened, but I changed, totally like flipped to my personality since when I was 10 or 11 or something like that. Yeah, of course. But I moved in here like in 1994. But the funny thing is, among the Japanese people, I'm not really shy and quiet anymore. But when I get into the American community, especially New Yorker, most 99% of the people is always talking, right? So they always say, "Oh, you're so quiet and you're so polite," and I was like, because you guys talking 99%, how I can cut off. That's a funny story. Okay, so the Puchiperi lesson in Japanese is oitachi is a little difficult for me because I thought oitachi is biography, but it's more like background. But when I say background in Japanese, it's like a backdrop things. Like a background is like same as a backdrop. But over here is most of the people always ask, "What's your background?" Right? So what's your background? But whenever people say, "What's your background?" it's more likely career. Like what's your background is like I have been doing like a wardrobe styling, or I'm working for the financial, like a real estate or something like that. That's not my story, but that's the background is normally. But when you say oitachi, it's like living or raising, like a background. It's not the career background. Life story. So when you say life story, it's like over here it's kind of like a casual way to say like a life story. But some people think the life story is like a very probably same as the Japanese life story. Life story in Japanese is life is jinsei, and story is monogatari. Story is monogatari. 人生の物語。人生の物語。人生の物語 is life story in Japanese. But when you say 人生の物語, it's like it's not casual anymore, because if you ask someone, can you tell me your life story, like a 人生の物語, it's like people think that very like a tense to tell life story to someone, especially they met like first time. It's probably same thing over here, but it's not like a biography. Like life story is like a more kind of deep and how can I say, it's like more serious, I think. Because when we started Snow Sugar video, we asking people, say what, asking people, would you like to share your story? And whenever we say story, people like, oh, what kind of story? Then when we say life story, so they said, oh, life story, um, they started to kind of close their mind and close their heart, I think. Oh, I don't know. I should tell my life story. But if you go to the YouTube, because it's no sugar video channel, I see many braved women sharing very deep life story, even though we met first time. I was very impressed. The people sharing their life story to the camera and showing their face, then I was very impressed. Then also same time I knew that she already released and she already got over that story, like experience and problem or conflict. That's why she could tell her story. That was very interesting. The telling the story is not only the telling the story, it's like kind of like related to their like heart and soul. It's very interesting. It's hard to describe it at this point, but it's very interesting. I realized that so few people say I don't have any story, or my story is my life is boring, or I have nothing to tell, or no story. Probably those type of people is probably not get over something yet, and also this haven't find their ikigai and haven't find the funny side of the life, not funny, and interesting side or enjoyable side of the life. But we can help them to tell the story and yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, some story I couldn't get over and I never share until some certain point. Um, there's a lot of different story that I didn't want to share to anyone. But when I I got over and shared the story, and I thought, after that I realized, why did I, kept that story inside of me? That story is not nothing, not, it's not so serious, or it's not sad, or it's not, something. It's like when you release something, or when you started to tell in the story, you realize, and you become a stronger. Okay, this is today's quote. Can you see? It's kind of like an interesting color combination. But you don't have to see the last two sentences because those are the name of the persons and the website. So storytelling is about connecting to other people. That's definitely for sure. And helping people to see what you see. Storytelling is about connecting to other people and helping people to see what you see. So definitely storytelling is help people to visualize someone's experience, because when you say, telling story in the past, like I always telling story about Back to the Future, right? The people already watched the Back to the Future, they can easily visualize the scene of the Back to the Future I'm talking about. But even though the person never seen the film, when I describe it, so people started to visualize what kind of scene and started to kind of get the image in their mind, then easily to see what I see, don't you think? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super heart. ピカチュウさん、ありがとうございます。I know you like the reaction, right? People already get excited. Yeah, I'm so excited to get in super heart. Yep, storytelling. So when you say once upon a time, and if you're kids, you always, that's the one sentence we can grab the attention to the kids. Maybe for the adult, I think if I say when I was a child, or when I went to the downtown, or like when I say when I was something, or when I visited New York, or if I say something started like that and people started to like, I think I can grab their attention. People like more more close to like listen to what I'm going to say. So if you're interested in crafting story, please answer in my survey, then leave your email address, then I can give you sending to more information. Sorry about the minute delay of the comment, may not be fun, so I'll try to fix it tonight, then hopefully tomorrow we can make conversation quicker. Yeah, I think we did okay last week, but three days ago maybe, so I have to fix tonight. Sorry about the delayed comment. Thank you so much for joining. I forgot to put on the music, but that's okay, right? Thank you so much about the super hearts. That's okay, you don't have to leave your name. Thank you so much for completing survey. So I got the 10 results so far. That's big change because I made the survey and Enda-san was helping me. Oh, thank you. Oh, you're not comfortable on camera? Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, delay is annoying. Yeah, minutes delay is so annoying, right? Thank you so much for everyone. If I don't do Periscope, I don't meet any of you, and Enda-san was helping my survey. Now all the viewer is completing my survey. That's really happy. So I'm gonna share the result next week. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, and I'm gonna fix that annoying delay tonight. See you tomorrow.